everybody, working on some stuff in the background here. Sorry about that. Let's get right into it though, and we will start out, of course, with that tornado watch. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Tornado watch number 10 in effect until 4 a.m. for all of northern Alabama. That does include DeKalb, Jackson, and Marshall counties. So let's take a look at our conditions outside. Let's go ahead and open that graphic up, and we'll have a look, and then we'll look at some other stuff. So 62 degrees outside. It has warmed up a good bit. We went from the 50s, now we're up in the 60s. So you can see a little bit of an issue with that, and that warmer air being pushed further off to the northeast. As you can see, the 50s now being pushed further east, and warmer, more unstable air moving in from the west. So this is some new developments that's just come out. Storm Prediction Center has upped our threat of severe thunderstorms. As you can see, very warm outside. You can actually walk outside and feel that warmer air, and the colder core air that we had in place is now going over Georgia, being pushed further northeast. So let's get right into it. It's going to be looking like a little bit of a busy night ahead. So let's get right into that, and we'll take a look at some of our outlooks. Let's go ahead and look at that. Now here is one of the newest outlooks that have been issued out by the Storm Prediction Center, and that is brought it up dramatically. Level 3 risk for just about all of Alabama, except for far northeastern portion, which would be, even in our area, I'm not gonna rule it out for us because it's so close. Marshall County, just about all of them is in a level 3. Portions of western Jackson County, they're really close to level 3 as well. Storms don't know boundaries, basically. So we'll just go ahead and say that all of North Alabama is now in a level 3 risk for enhanced severe thunderstorms. That includes hail, tornadoes, damaging winds. Let's take a quick look at that. This really rose up, as you can see, the 30% risk, which 30% plus for damaging winds now. Just about all of North Alabama, excluding the Tuscaloosa, Montgomery, Greenville areas, where they're in the very high stuff now. That's actually went up. I think that's like 40% plus now, chances for damaging winds there. Let's bring that up. 45 to 59% now. So they're going to have some nasty stuff down there around Montgomery, Greenville, Tuscaloosa. That's a big area there. And also the tornado potential also extending further their direction as well. In fact, they have a hatched risk out now for tornadoes. Greenville, Alabama, and looks like that goes all the way down to Mobile. So nasty stuff. Anywhere from Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Montgomery. The hatched risk is a bit higher here near Greenville and Mobile, so that has been raised up. They could have a few long track dangerous tornadoes there. And Tuscaloosa, Birmingham also, that has a higher risk of stuff. It's like a level 3, like 15%, I believe. Yeah, 15%, 10 to 15% risk of some tornadoes there. And moving further east to the northeast, rather toward our area, Decatur, Huntsville, Gadsden, Talladega, Auburn, Troy, all in a 5% risk. So decent chance for tornadoes all across North Alabama tonight. But some dangerous stuff further to the south and southwest. That's something we're really going to have to watch tonight. It still appears to weaken just a little bit as it goes across I-65, but I don't really trust it at this point with the newest outlook that's just come out. And let's take a look at that, speaking of which. So this is what we got going on. And earlier the high-resolution models wasn't showing this. It was showing that colder air hanging out. But you can kind of see what's happening. This front to the west is pushing that warmer air in. But, of course, you can see a big temperature change to the west, too, as that cold front does move through. So let's take a look at some of the model outlooks, some of the newest, and we're going to switch really quick. It will be incorrect for just a moment. So let me switch that out. And bear with me while I do that. But yeah, didn't really expect anything like this to happen, but that's part of Sand Mountain magic. You just never know what's going to happen until it does. So let's move to some of the models. Look at them. So we've got currently that warmer air does move further east. Now let's take a look at some of our perimeters here as far as the significant tornado perimeter. Let's see how much that's changed from the last outlook. So yeah, definitely bringing it further east from what the early models showed. Still, definitely have to keep an eye on it. It does appear to weaken, though, as it goes across I-65 and east. That's a significant tornado perimeter, pretty much giving you a heads up. Hey, there's some rotating supercells potential of it. And I do hear our WeatherNet in Huntsville linking up currently, so they're getting ready for this as well. But there will be a threat of some spin-up tornadoes as it crosses along I-65 and east. But as you can see to the west there, slightly higher risk of some rotating supercells. But look down here to the south. Look at that. That's some nasty stuff. A lot of energy there where they've got that hatched risk of severe thunderstorms, or tornadoes rather, sorry. But as far as damaging wind threat goes, there's a threat. I mean, no matter where you're at in Alabama tonight, there's a threat of some destructive winds, 60 plus miles per hour. I was looking at some of that. So let's see our surface wind, and we'll bring that up. See what it's predicting as far as wind speed. So over here in northwest Alabama, looks like that's some decent wind gusts there in the upper 50s. Let's bring it on across into northeast Alabama, the miles per hour. We'll go ahead and do the swath because it gives a little bit better idea. So there's potential in here of some damaging winds. There's a 65 mile per hour gust prediction here for the Huntsville area. Maybe 50 plus, couldn't, maybe 60. I do see some red in there. Maybe 60 as it moves into DeKalb County. Overall, there's threats of damaging winds. Pretty much no matter where you're at, there's a threat of damaging winds tonight if you're in Alabama, anywhere. So that being said, something to definitely keep an eye on. Let's look at some of our other tools here. Let's look at our CAPE values. See, this is going to be at 3 a.m., so we need to bring it back a bit. Okay, so seeing some energy here. Let's see what we got here with Huntsville. They have got their net linked up just now, or they're working on it. Okay, let's look at our supercell composite. Low threat of some supercells, but it's not out of the question as it goes across I-65 and east. Definitely the threat is there for tornadoes tonight. So just be aware of that. And again, there is a tornado watch in effect. Let me see if I can grab that information really quick. Huntsville, I believe, put a bulletin up or something. Let me look. Yep, they did. So let me grab that up here. I'm trying to do a bunch of different things at the same time here. Okay. All right, I'll have it up here in just a second. Let me grab that.
That's the white shop right there, Kenny. Copy. I'm going to be out on foot. Let's finish up. Yes, sir.
All right, so tornado watch issued all of northern Alabama. A few tornadoes are likely. Isolated hail up to ping pong ball size. I was looking at that threat. That threat looks more to the west, but still won't rule anything out. Fully. Widespread damage and wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour likely. So I was seeing that for sure when I was looking at some of the model outlooks, some of the newest ones that's come out. Also, we're getting reports by Henniger Fire Department that there is power outages up there in the Henniger area due to the gusty winds that we've got currently going on. So keep that in mind as well. There is some power outages up in that area. Now let's look at radar. We'll switch right over to that. And taking a look at it, moving back to the radar here, starting to get some of that move into northwest Alabama, or getting close to it anyway. So let's take a look at our line here. It is getting close to northwest Alabama, so I'm thinking now the timeline may need to be adjusted just a little bit to around the 10 p.m., maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock time frame. Not seeing, a lot of warnings as far as tornadic warnings go at this moment, which is good. There is some special weather statements out, and there was some damage reports, wind damage reports, 58 miles per hour. That was to the west over there around Cleveland, Mississippi. But right now, we're just waiting for it to get into Alabama, see what it does. There is, of course, potential for damaging winds, large hail, and even a few tornadoes. So we're going to stay right here on the radar, keep an eye on it. And if we do see anything, once this line gets into northwest Alabama, we'll go back live again and start covering it as always. So a little bit longer for northwest Alabama, but it is making its way there, and we'll see what happens. So going to take a break here now that we've got everybody updated. And again, that tornado watch is in effect until 4 a.m. That is for all of northern Alabama. I'm trying to actually get the other graphic up here. Tornado watch number 10. It's in effect until 4 a.m. all of northern Alabama. So keep that in mind. Stay weather aware. If warnings are issued, make sure you've got a safe place to go to ride out the storm. And we'll keep you updated right here at DeKalb County's Severe Weather Team. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you shortly. We got 107 viewers now, so evidently Facebook's working. Make sure you got it set for our notifications, and we will go live again here very shortly as this thing starts entering into northwest Alabama. Busy night ahead. Make sure you stay weather aware. Thanks again, everybody. God bless. We'll see you very shortly.